No, you haven't missed anything. It's a Meteor episode. Hello and welcome. I thought today we'd have a look at the Meteor, pretty much only because I've been tidying up the workshop and it's safer in here while I'm moving things around. But there's still things I want to do on it, so we're going to have a look at that today. And it looks good, doesn't it? I always love how it looks. That's just me. So today, I'm going to have a look at some graphics on the tank here. Because it's a bit plain and it was always in my mind to add some graphics to this. So I'm going to start off with a bit of vinyl and some cheap graphics. Put them on just to give it a bit of extra detail. So I'm going to show you my idea. It may come to nothing, we may just rip it all off, but vinyl graphics are quite cheap and they're easily removable, usually. So we'll see how that goes. We won't look at the poor old classic. We'll give that a rest for a couple of days. And let's have a look. Just in case you haven't seen it yet, and I'll put a link to the playlist just above where you can see the build. But essentially it's a black Meteor. We've got low-rise bars, bar end mirrors, headlamp protectors, rubber gaiters, shortened mudguard with a few holes, definitely a shortened exhaust, which is just the original exhaust and the whole midsection taken out. Rear footrest hangers have all been removed and those bags added. The original rear mudguard has been shortened and holified. Reused the original tail section. Added a different light. And a classic 350 seat bracket and rack. I've just got this little bag I've put on as well to make it a bit more practical. Got one of those cheap stick-on racks on there. Oh, and some Bridgestone adventure tyres, AX41s. And pretty much the same the other side. Can't wait to make some good ride videos for this. I'm just waiting for a bit of time and the weather to cheer up a bit. Although that's no excuse, I know. So, lovely in black, but could just do with a bit of extra detail just to pick it out. There's the poor classic 350, which I've put another hook in so I can swing it around over there. So don't worry, you're next. Now these are the graphics I ordered, and they're kind of for a 4x4 kind of off-road mud spray look. So I thought I'd just get these and I thought I could play around with them. But there's a bit of a problem with the sizing, and when they came, they're absolutely tiny. I thought they were going to be much bigger and a different angle. So you can see these graphics, not at all what I thought would be, but I think you might be able to still use them. So they were very nice street race graphics. It was just a misunderstanding. And they sent me some more. So this is more the size I was expecting. What's going on here is, and they're not going to be bold graphics, they're going to be quite subtle. So subtle you may not even notice they're there. So they're metallic anthracite, metallic grey essentially. metallic grey is just going to sit quite subtly on top of the satin black of the tank, which is quite in fashion nowadays. If you look at the new Himalayan, it's quite subtle graphics on top of a very similar colour. So they're there, but they're not bold in an 80s Trans Alp sort of way, where you'd have bright red graphics on a white tank, or white and blue and red. It's going to be quite subtle. Now, I've got to find a way to integrate these with the tank. And it's supplied on a backing paper and a front paper. And usually on a car, you take the backing paper off, stick it all on, peel off the top layer, and that would be your graphics. But I don't think that's going to work for me, because the tank is all curved and everything's weird. So we may end up cutting all this up, doing it individually. And we might even find a little home for this baby one. So they're very nice and they let me keep it. I think it's only 10 quid anyway. Nice guys. I'll leave a link to them. They got lots of different things. So let's have a look on the bike. So here's our nice curved Meteor tank. If I get this graphic, what my idea was is to have those fingers, sort of like tiger stripes, just sort of gently lapping up the sides of the tank. And they're handed, so the other sheet points that way for the other side, and this sheet points that way. So there's more than I need. In fact, it's full of stripes. But obviously, this is a very complex shape. It's a compound curve, because it curves one way, but also another way. So it doesn't really, not like the flat side of a car, it doesn't really lend itself to being pushed on. But we're going to see what happens. And if not, I'll just delete this video and you'll never see it. So if you're watching this, something has happened. I've never deleted a video before, by the way. You've pretty much seen everything, nearly everything I've ever tried. So obviously you've got this existing badge. So I don't want to go, I can't go over it. So some I may want to stop lower than others, and some higher than others. So there's, I think it's got to go around the front of the tank. So weirdly, this graphic has got a natural dip in it. Right? Higher, lower. I can shorten it anyway. Right. Good old brake cleaner. Right, what I've done is I've just cut away some of this backing paper and a little bit one of the graphics, so those stripes kind of contour around this badge. And I can feel with my fingers that's kind of parallel with the tank. Not that it greatly matters, because look, nothing is straight, they're just all wibbly wobbly lines. And from many years of fitting graphics professionally, ironically, you shouldn't spend too much time thinking about it, which sounds crazy, I know, but if you start getting measuring tapes out and trying to make everything balance, especially on a vehicle where everything's curved, it will just drive you nuts. And it probably won't even work out looking good. So it's best to approach it, look at it, do it quickly, and do it. and then regret it. But no, usually I'm serious. Do it quite quickly, decide what looks right, and go with it. So if you start second guessing yourself for hours, honestly, you'll drive yourself absolutely nuts. Right. I'm just going to lock one end with a couple of bits of tape. And I think I'll lock that there as well. So I can feel with my fingers that's kind of parallel to the tank bottom. See, I'm second guessing myself now. Don't hang around. Don't hang around. So I want to peel this off. This might give me a bit of trouble now. I want the graphics still stuck to the front, but not to the back. We start at the bottom. And don't pull up, pull across. Because if it's bent round, it will leave the graphics, hopefully, on the top paper. If you just go upwards, they'll all come off. Like that little one is. There we go. Usually graphics aren't as complicated as this, obviously. Hey, we can always stick them on manually after. Not to touch the silver. Right, and when we get to there, we'll cut the back off. Now hopefully, because we locked the back in place, when we go round here now, it should maintain the position we want it. See, I'm getting nervous again now. Now, because this is so curved, I'm not expecting this to go perfectly the first time, or even the fifth time. But what I'm hoping is the grey lays flat, but the paper wrinkles, which is fine, because we're going to take the paper off. I don't want to push too hard because I don't know what's in the right position. Right, we'll do the back half. Actually, I'm going to trim this off. Trim it off. Let me take the back off. It's a ridiculously small piece there. Right, I'm going to stick this on. I'll probably be trimming some of these back ones anyway, but right, it's super hard what's going on under there, to tell what's going on. So I think we'll just get this backing paper off, top paper rather. Let's go from the bottom up. Putting up a fight. Probably because I bought them a couple of months ago and you shouldn't leave them too long after they've been made. Or the adhesive will, well, it'll give you trouble like this. That's my excuse anyway. So many fiddly bits. You'll see this a lot better in a sec, don't worry. I think it's look pretty cool once you've straightened all these out. stay there. Don't worry too much if they lift, because you can just smooth them down. I'd be surprised if it doesn't. A little bit left on there. Won't worry about that too much. But hey, let's just smooth these properly. I've got a special tool for this, but a finger's just as good as anything, just to get the air bubbles out. I think I'm going to slice them off with a knife actually, but I'll show you that properly now. Well, hey, hey, what do you think of that? I think it's all right. Just get these really stuck down. I think I'm going to cut this one at the back. That's not working visually. Let's just get rid of that. Also, it's a bit long there, so I'm going to get a Stanley, a knife blade, and I'm just going to shorten this back one. And that bit, don't need that. I'm just going to make a couple of changes. I just want to shorten that, so I'm just going to use my brand new blade. Take that tail off. Also, those parts under the seam aren't really working. That's okay, because that's going to be a really easy fix. Sorry, my head's in the way. No, I don't want these all in my bag. Lovely. There you go, all trimmed in. the other side now. Here we go. Not too long at all. Cool. Right, so got a couple of bits left over. And these tiny bits. So you can have a think where I might put those. I was trying to think if there's a way to bring them into the side panels a bit, but I can't cover this logo. I don't want to butcher these yet. So it kind of have to be below, which I don't really like. Kind of round the front. I don't really like that either because it's kind of got a square lower edge. So I'm not too keen on that, or I thought maybe something at the back. But I got the holes there. There's not really a big enough area to bring it all in. So I've had another thought. Which is because they sort of match this size, perhaps try a bit around the fork leg. Yeah, I think I'm going to try that. And if I don't like it, we'll just rip it off, can't we? Right, I think I got that in position. Take it off the other side. Push that around. Let's have a look. Obviously the fork is a lot easier because it's only curved one way, not two ways like a tank. I've got a tiny, just a few extra bits. I'm going to extend this one up. Just so it looks like it was meant to be there. know it's a bit long, but the Stanley knife will fix that. So again, I picked these up a couple of months ago, maybe even more than that. I think these are about £5 each on eBay or Amazon. So we've got a little set of Royal Enfield Decals, sort of yellow gold. And another Royal Enfield one. Sort of gold. I think this is a higher quality one. Now, I've got two of these, and I've got this, which I've sort of got 5 on. I don't think these are as high quality as these ones. So we could go, oh yeah, I think I like that. That breaks up all this black mudguard quite a bit. Obviously it won't look like this with the white square. Just give it a clean with the brake cleaner. Make sure there's no grease or anything. Now I need to find the centre, which is not going to be easy. Right. 19 centimetres. So should be 9.5. Is that right? That's 18, so 9. Okay. I think I'm in the right place. Now, no idea what this will look like, but let's smush it right in. It all comes down to whether that backing plastic is going to look good or not. It's nice to see a bit of colour on it though. Don't judge it yet. We haven't taken the top off yet. Side effect I can see it's having straight away is because of this film. it's making the black look gloss black, which is a bit unusual. On a gloss bike, that wouldn't be so obvious. I think it's more obvious as a sticker to me than it is to you. It definitely looks like something that's stuck on top rather than painted as part of the mudguard. Obviously a proper painted decal would be better. But we'll leave it on. We'll see how I feel about it. So just have a little think with these offcut bits. I think I might just try a few on the edge of this mudguard. Just to see what it's like. Obviously not a lot is going to fit in because the holes are there. But again, might just put a bit of an accent on it. It didn't cost me anything, so you can always rip them off. More bits. Basically what I'm doing is I'm just trimming out the bits that are going to fit in this gap. I think I might have something there. We'll stick with it. And we'll see how it goes when it's all done. Now it needs a bit at the front, I think. There we go, check it out. Bit of a change, looking a bit like a zebra now. But we'll see how we feel about it in the morning, as always. Perhaps it's got too much stripey. But the great thing about vinyl is it's not paint. You can go too far and then you can just peel it off. And in fact, we still got a little bit left. So I think I'm going to try a bit on the back. Then once I've run out, we've run out, haven't we? Right, stick a bit on the back. Obviously it's a bit of a weird fit because I've got a... There we go. Quite like it now I've added all the little bits. as if the holes didn't make it look all raggedy and torn. That metallic anthracite does. Might take the stuff off the fork legs now actually, because it's too much I think with the Mudguard, and they've lost the contrast. But we'll see how we feel about that. Royal Enfield badge. Again, just that little bit on the back. I know what we said about going too far. I've got this little badge left over. Not left over, I've got quite a few of them. So I'll try one, just below the filler cap. That's a nice sticker actually. I'm wondering whether to pull that one off the front mudguard now and put one of these gold ones on. Yes, I think that's what I'm going to do. This looks a lot nicer. Right, I'll just make a couple of pencil marks. Now I know where centre is. I think I'm going to move this down a bit as well, after all that thinking. Now this better come off. I can see from the back actually that's a metallized gold film. That's quite nice. Work from the inside out, so there's no bubbles. It's a bit hard with the light shining in it, but there we go. That's a much better looking sticker. If you're in the UK, or even elsewhere, I'll put a link to that one. That's brilliant. That almost looks like it was screen printed on in gold paint. There we go. Hope you enjoyed that today. I like how that's turned out. Maybe gone a bit far on the front. But you might peel a bit off and see how that goes. With vinyl, there's no problem with going too far and coming back, usually, as long as your paintwork underneath is good, because you don't want to rip that off. But if you warm it up first, they're much easier to get off. I think I've got a couple more things I want to add to the Meteor. Seeing as it's out, perhaps we'll have a look at this again next time, and the Classic as well, especially the wobbly gear change. I've got a solution for that I bought a couple of months ago, I haven't fitted yet. So we'll have a look at that. What else was I going to look at? I think of something. Thanks very much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you want to, as always. And we'll either be looking at this, or be looking at the Classic, or, well, it's that really. This or the Classic. So I'll see you again next week, hopefully. Have a good week.